Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture.
And I'm the inspirational Andy Murray from What Culture. And remember, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the dog of the dog in the size. Anyway, coming up today, we have the latest update on the brand new competitor in AEW's Casino Battle Royal.
2 huge returns on SmackDown Live this week.
Carmella and Mandy Rose getting saucy on Twitter.
And an update on AJ Styles' future in wrestling. This is the news.
And we're going to start things off with the internet's favourite subject. I'm of course talking about Saudi Arabia. So Super Showdown's obviously going down in a couple of weeks. It is shaping up to be one of the banter cards of the year. We're getting ludicrous nonsense like another 50-man battle royal, Goldberg versus the goddamn Undertaker, and of course the best in the world, Shane McMahon against that goddamn imposter Roman Reigns, who I actually love, by the way. Anyway, when this show came around, I think obviously a lot of people immediately thought, well, I wonder who's going to refuse to compete. Obviously, last time around, we saw Daniel Bryan and John Cena go, nah. We have also seen Sami Zayn forbidden from competing due to the strained relations between Saudi Arabia and Syria. Obviously, women aren't allowed to wrestle on the cards either. Renee Young was on commentary for the last one, but women cannot wrestle due to, well, a bulk of reasons that have been covered several times over before on this channel. Well, the latest name to tell WWE, according to Fightful, that he doesn't want to compete at Super Showdown is Kevin Owens. Interesting one. Obviously very closely associated with Sami Zayn. That may have played into it. Now, Fightful do write the reasons behind this are unknown. And they offer a quote from WWE saying, WWE is committed to embracing individuals from all backgrounds while respecting local customs and cultural differences around the world, which may have been the exact same one that they used last time.
Copy-paste. Just copy-paste.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think this is going to change anything drastically within the WWE, considering that if they put it on last year and all the controversy that was surrounding it then this is a mere drop in the ocean. But it's nice to see some wrestlers still making a stand, still, for whatever reason, deciding that they do not want to compete in Saudi Arabia. And, it's made a change for WWE and Kevin Owens standing up for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. I always enjoy seeing performers stick up for their values and stuff in situations like this. We obviously saw it with Bryan and Cena, 2 very respectable guys. We've seen it recently with people like The Revival and Sasha Banks saying, look, my booking is the pits. I don't want to be here, let me go. Obviously, that's backfired for them in several different ways. But anything that shows the wrestlers are gaining in power within this repressive, horrible monopoly organization is a good thing.
And I don't think we're going to see Kevin Owens punished too much here, because he's kind of helped WWE out on numerous occasions in the build towards WrestleMania and the subsequent aftermath as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think they kind of are just going to allow him to have this, of just him just saying, you know what, I'd rather not go. Like you mentioned, his relationship with Sami Zayn, it'd be weird for one of them to go and one not to, considering what's been going on there between those two. And to be honest, I'm glad, because I wouldn't want just another rematch, as good as the match was at Money in the Bank between Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens, and it allows another new challenger to step in, which links into my first story of the day, 2 surprise returns, or one of them not so much of a surprise, I suppose, on SmackDown Live. Dolph Ziggler returned on SmackDown Live, to everyone's surprise, really. He hasn't been seen. I think his last televised singles appearance was the New Year's Eve Raw, and of course he appeared at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We haven't really seen him aside from the odd live event here or there for WWE in 2019. Well, he returned. He attacked Kofi Kingston after his match with Sami Zayn on SmackDown Live last night. In amongst Paul Heyman teasing a potential cash-in from Mr. Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar. He attacked Kofi Kingston, he beat him around ringside, he sort of wrapped him around the turnbuckle like a bloody pretzel. He then put a chair around his head, threw him into the announce table, and then proceeded to stomp on that chair. And he later came out explaining his actions, saying that Kofi had been given all these opportunities that should have been given to Dolph after all these years. And so, as a result, he's going to challenge him and beat him for the WWE Championship at Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia next month. An adequate replacement for, well, not replacement for Kevin Owens, but an adequate sort of next heel opponent for Kofi Kingston. He'll get a good match out of him. Meh.
Dolph Ziggler, innit?
Yeah, I mean, they've tried to rehabilitate him numerous times. I quite like the promo that he cut, to be perfectly honest.
I think opinions in the office have been very mixed on this, on what happened on SmackDown. I thought I'll just put my cards down here. I didn't enjoy the promo. I thought his acting in it, like the feigned tears and choking up stuff, where it was just really quite horrendous. Look, it's Dolph Ziggler. WWE have conditioned us to not care about this guy for so long that how can anyone, barring his most hardcore fans, like really be invested in this? I'd love to take the optimistic approach here, as you've done, admirably, and say that, yeah, maybe it'll be a good match, maybe he'll get something good out of him. But it's Dolph Ziggler! Like, the guy vanishes for 4 months and then shows up for this big money paycheck in Super Showdown. It's so transparent what they're doing. I just don't care. Like, it's impossible for me to buy into this.
Yeah, and I assume he's not going to become WWE champion.
Oh, God, imagine.
Who bloody knows in this current climate of WWE? But he wasn't the only return on SmackDown Live last night. We saw Big E return after 6 weeks away due to a torn meniscus. He came. There was a fantastic segment with the New Day there where they brought out a fake Big E and then the real Big E, and then Big E sniffed hair and missed musks and what have you. Then he chewed a present for a bit. He was just back to his fantastic best. He referenced Becky Lynch's mother. I'm glad that's in WWE canon now. But unfortunately, later on in the night, he had to be taken to a medical facility due to a backstage attack, which I sense was probably related to Sami Zayn, considering we later on saw someone run past him just around that time. Yeah. And he had a big old grin on his face.
Cheeky little scamp that he is. Yeah, Big E's return was really well done. The opening segment was bags of fun. I love Big E. I've missed him from TV. I think his weirdness really was missing from the New Day when he was away. The guy's awesome. Good to have him back. Quite a miraculous recovery from the big man.
I thought he was going to be about... He isn't cleared medically to compete yet, of course. But yeah, we were expecting, 6 to 9 months?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, he tore his knee up pretty bad. So that's John Cena level of recovery from Big E here, if he is indeed, close to being cleared or whatever. Be interesting to see what they do with him in that regard, but just having him as a personality on TV is a big benefit.
I agree completely.
We're going to move on. Speaking of people with personalities, AEW have revealed their latest entry in the Casino Battle Royale for Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which goes down this Saturday night. And it is indeed a former WWE superstar, guy who did this a lot, guy you probably know as Ty Dillinger, but is now going as Sean Spears. So, he was revealed as part of a skit on Twitter where he draws a card confirming his entry number in the Battle Royal. And of course, he got number 10.
Oh!
What a shock. To which Mr. Spears said, when the odds are stacked, always bet on yourself, which is a nice little reflection of what he's done in asking for his WWE release. And now presumably coming over to AEW. Very exciting. I, for one, am really looking forward to seeing what this guy can do away from, the Perfect 10 gimmick was great, but it had a shelf life. It was kind of one note. I'm really excited to see what he can do now that he's free of that and, just free of the general shackles of WWE creative.
Yeah, we spoke to him around WrestleMania time, just bumped into him at an event, and he did seem to be very, very excited about his future. I can't wait to see what he does. He's got a hell of a lot of potential. We were booking him for potentially being a sort of mid-card champion in WWE. They obviously didn't see that or didn't choose to pursue that. And yeah, he's been given his release. He's got a fresh start in a fantastic company.
Hell yeah.
More big news to come on Double or Nothing by the end of this news report, by the way.
Oh, that's
big something to tell you about. Let's move on now to AJ Styles and his future. You may remember in March he signed a new 5-year deal with WWE. And in an interview with Newsweek, which will I think take him up to being 46 by the end of that contract, something like that, he has revealed that that is potentially his last contract. Now, that is set to change. He said it's definitely his last contract in WWE. Whether or not it's his last contract in wrestling, feel free to speculate in the comment section below. But he said, right now, this is the perfect place for me to be. It's family orientated and I have no problem taking my family to the shows. It's a PG product, which I enjoy. I'm in the best place I can be for my career. He then proceeded to talk about potentially challenging for the Universal Championship and his match with Seth Rollins and hoping he can do another one. He also said he wanted to be a part of the premiere episode when SmackDown moves to Fox and said that he would love to be reunited with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson again, which I'm sure all of us would love to see. But yeah, don't expect him to be immediately looking to potentially jump into All Elite Wrestling or New Japan Pro Wrestling when that contract expires. He seems to be very content with his life right about now.
Yeah, AJ's very, very happy, and I don't blame him. He's done the years and years and years of grafting. The pressure to have these ridiculous kill-yourself 5-star matches in New Japan is particularly high. But it was the same in TNA, where the guy, put his body through the ringer over and over again, particularly when he was in the X division doing all those crazy stunt shows and stuff. I'm not surprised by this at all. The guy's a veteran. He's done pretty much everything in this business. WWE is a PG-oriented platform. He has a young family. He probably enjoys knowing that he can let his kids watch the show without fear of anything he doesn't want them to see coming across. The road schedule is obviously quite nasty, but he seems very happy with it. Yeah, and he's a pushed commodity as well. Pushed. So, all very well for AJ. Glad things have worked out so well for him.
Yeah.
You know, the prospect of him going back to like a New Japan at the end of this contract when he's 46, I think is almost non-existent. And yeah, I'm just happy for the guy.
Who knows about AEW in 5 years' time, eh? But I'm glad that he can spend his time enjoying what he does and go back home to his family. And of course, where his dad.
There we go. Knew that one was coming. Anyway, we're going to move on to a bit of Twitter beef. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a Twitter exchange that went down shortly after Money in the Bank. Now, if you cast your mind back to the women's ladder match, Sonya Deville kind of hoisted Mandy Rose up on her shoulder. She was going to carry her up the ladder, and they were going to take the briefcase, and then Bayley showed up and ruined everything for the heels. But it was a great moment for Bayley, and that's what's important. So, after the event, Rose tweeted basically claiming that she was robbed. Carmella replied saying, robbed or just poorly executed, hashtag karma, hashtag money in the bank. Mandy's reply, aw, how's your knee, honey? That's a terrible impression. Also, go back to being a brunette, you're never gonna look like me. Carmella chimes in, and this is where it gets spicy. Trust me, I don't want to look like you, babe. You could never pull off both. Also, go back to NXT and learn how to be safe in the ring. Which was promptly deleted, of course, because that's a bit of salt there.
Do you think this is a work? Like the injury stuff that we all bought into in Money in the Bank, and then Carmella came back out and hit a super kick with that bad leg.
Yeah.
Maybe I hope that this escalates into a proper feud. I like this element to it, especially with the deleting it.
Yeah, it kind of gives it an extra level of shade. No, I think it could absolutely well be a work. It gives it a completely different level. It's more reality focused because it's like, oh my god, they pulled the curtain back. Look at this. She's talking about being unsafe in the ring. That's the kind of stuff WWE love to do these days. And it did lead to a match on this week's SmackDown. Now, it was a total fart of a match. It lasted, a minute and a half?
A minute, yeah.
Before our troop and his crazy
Oh, was that who that was? I wonder who that gorgeous woman at ringside was.
Yeah, Tom Phillips didn't get the memo, apparently, on commentary. We could see it build. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
They haven't got anything to do for those two right now.
No, they kind of haven't.
And I think build it to a nice little feud for them to have, whether it be on a main card or a pre-show. Good experience for both of them. I think Carmella has come on leaps and bounds, as has Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville over the recent few months. Carmella's been fantastic over the last year or so. So I'd like to see more of this, and I think this is a great way to get into it rather than being like, you kissed my man, or whatever they've been.
You stole my car.
Bollocks they've been doing.
Ate my lasagna.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions. Don't forget you can tweet them at us at WhatCultureWWE. Adarsh Singh says, guys, do you think after such an emphatic return by Dolph Ziggler, he's going to be the premier heel of SmackDown Live?
No.
No?
It's Dolph Ziggler, no.
I think he's very much the post-WrestleMania heel, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to collect his Saudi Arabian paycheck and then he's going to disappear back into the ether. It's Dolph Ziggler.
Normally I'd argue, but I'm kind of inclined to agree with you on that one. The Excellence of Procrastination asks,
Big Dan.
Is it time for the cruiserweight matches to be put on the takeover shows where they'd be better appreciated?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a strong argument for that. Now, the counter argument is that would mean potentially taking a slot away from an NXT feud. As things stand, you only get 5 matches on the takeover as it is. You might have to sub one out. I'd be in favour of extending the show by like 20 minutes if you want to put a little banging cruiserweight title match in there. I think it's a good shout.
There's not many takeover shows I've sat there and gone, get on with it.
Dragging a bit this. I think that if you look at the Money in the Bank match, Daivari and Nice, they didn't really click, unfortunately, and it's a shame that was like the first cruiserweight title match to feature on the main card in a while.
Sorry, Buddy Murphy.
I know, poor Buddy, man. What a bad deal he's had recently. But I would love to see Tony Nese and, say, Akira Tozawa absolutely tear it down on TakeOver. Good shout.
Absolutely. Final question today comes from Patrick Sharon, who's changed his name on Twitter to #Poosh.
My man.
Patrick says, what if, and this is a fantastic piece of booking, by the way, what if the 24/7 champion goes to hide in a school and Nicholas somehow wins the title. That is, you should be booking for WWE. They need to do that.
Oh, sign me all the way up. How long until Nicholas shows up again in WWE?
He needs to be 24/7 champion. By the way, I'm loving, I know it's only been a day or so, but I'm loving what they're doing with 24/7 championship.
Great, it's brought a chaos factor back to the shows that has been sorely missing. And how good was Drake Maverick huffing and puffing away?
Drake Maverick with the signs. And just, I think R-Truth is the perfect champion to like carry it all the time. We've I've seen stuff on social media that he's been tweeting out.
He's so funny, man. Like he's
found his niche.
He really has. His endearing value as an entertainer is something else. And as Michael Hamflett pointed out earlier today, I am here 100% for WWE turning Drake Maverick into like the new Crash Holly.
Absolutely.
It's just good stuff.
Absolutely. Right, let's move on to today's and finally, and as Andy Murray mentioned, it is Double or Nothing this Saturday, and we have a big announcement because myself, Adam Cleary and Phil Chambers will be at Double or Nothing this weekend. So if you're going, please do come and say hello to us. We're going to be doing a live podcast show as well as part of it. We're going to be in and around StarCast and all that. And of course, all the usual stuff around a big pay-per-view, even though it's not WWE. It's the big alternative for WWE, and it's coming, and you can't fight it. AEW, all that stuff we're going to be covering. You're going to be writing ups and downs.
Yes, I most certainly am, and myself. And
Simon Miller, of course, will be adapting that into his own ups and downs video that we're going to be doing around Double or Nothing. So please make sure you check out all the content over the weekend. It's all a bit last minute, I'll be perfectly honest.
It is. It's come together in a rather crazy way, but we're really glad it has. Also, on Saturday night, if you can't be at the event and you want to watch two lovely men, well, one lovely man in this bald idiot, waxing lyrical, myself and the beautiful Adam Nicholas will be doing a live stream on this very YouTube channel. Usual deal, you know what to expect. Come and join us. We'll be drinking bottles of water and wondering why we're up at 3 a.m. But no, we're going to enjoy the show. We can't wait. The guys are going to have an absolute blast in Vegas, and it's going to be awesome.
Got an idea, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Got a bit of spending money to be used when we're out there for, important things like whether or not we need to buy camera batteries or, get into certain events or food and drink or what have you. When we get out there, shall me, Phil and Cleary just immediately put it on black and see what happens?
100%.
Gonna do it. Right, let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can send us Twitter questions at WhatCultureWWE. Whilst you're there, you can follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for horrible.
Ooh. You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. You can follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching. I'm off to go and pack, and we will see you soon.
Bell end.